Today on Point of the Spirit is all about hidden history, with a new episode, History Revealed. I hope you enjoy it. Today on History Revealed, a document that changed the world and a war hero bomber pilot in World War II who was rejected twice by the military. That's all coming up next on History Revealed. February is Black History Month, and my book, Immortal Valor, about the Black Medal of Honor recipients of World War II is out now. The book chronicles these immortal heroes' life journeys through all the pain and struggle up until their ultimate triumphs. I hope you check out the book or audiobook to discover more as we celebrate Black History Month. Just visit my website at robchild.net or any major retailer. History is a tapestry woven with the threads of courage, sacrifice, and the indomitable spirit of those who shaped our world. In our first story, we reveal a pivotal moment when the fate of a nation hung in the balance and an American president crafted a last-ditch executive order that was so audacious, his own cabinet believed he had taken leave of his senses. During this president's first term, the United States found itself divided by the fires of civil, political, and racial strife. Riots erupted in major cities inflamed by a media intent on stoking the fires of division and a people who cried out for justice and the right to live in freedom without government interference. Sound familiar? A problem as old as the nation itself, how to govern a nation founded on freedom for all, when some people do not feel free. And that is what this president's executive order was designed to address, as he called it himself, a fit and necessary measure. But the president knew it was a gamble that might divide the nation even further and jeopardize his own chances for a second term if he even made it through his first. The president revealed his planned executive order to his cabinet in the summer, announcing he intended to sign a document that would go down in history. A bold move, one that would challenge the status quo and shake the foundations of the nation. Alarmed, cabinet members saw he would not be deterred, but urged him to wait until the political winds had shifted in his favor. He was not doing well in the polls. The president agreed and saw the logic in their argument. Those political winds shifted 2 months later with welcome news from all places, Maryland, and a town cut north to south by an Algonquian Indian named Creek called the Antietam. Beside, within and around that creek in early September 1862, federal forces secured a major victory that sent Robert E. Lee and his forces back south. And history reveals that on September 22, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln, with a stroke of his pen, issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a bold declaration that all slaves in the Confederate States were to be set free. It was a seismic shift, a courageous step towards a more perfect union. Lincoln, driven by the belief that no man should be enslaved, made the decision that would enshrine his legacy. And that document changed the course of the American Civil War. It was no longer a quarrel over states' rights, but a war to set men free. February is Black History Month, and my book, Immortal Valor, about the Black Medal of Honor recipients of World War II is out now. The book chronicles these immortal heroes' life journeys through all the pain and struggle up until their ultimate triumphs. I hope you check out the book or audiobook to discover more as we celebrate Black History Month. Just visit my website at robchild.net or any major retailer. In the early days of World War II, one young man found himself at a crossroad. Born and raised in Indiana, Pennsylvania, the young man had always harbored dreams of a career in the military. However, his journey to becoming a war hero was far from straightforward. A Princeton graduate with a degree in architecture, our future war hero's ambitions were initially set on attending the United States Naval Academy. To his dismay, he was turned down due to his tendency for being underweight. Undeterred, the young man's determination led him to enlist as a private in the United States Army in 1940. But his second attempt to serve the nation was stymied by his slender frame, as he was rejected for being underweight yet again. Despite these setbacks, he persevered and eventually managed to gain acceptance into the Army Air Corps in March 1941. He earned his wings as a pilot and was soon assigned to the 8th Air Force, where he would become a B-24 Liberator bomber pilot. His missions took him deep into enemy territory, braving the dangers of anti-aircraft fire and enemy fighter planes. The lanky man's dedication and skill earned him respect among his fellow airmen. Like many, our courageous pilot in the skies had put his job on the West Coast on hold to serve his country during its time of need. And like many, He figured the job would still be there when the war was over. As World War II progressed, our war hero continued to distinguish himself in combat, flying numerous missions over Europe. His leadership qualities were evident as he rose through the ranks, eventually attaining the rank of colonel and eventually retiring from the military in 1968 as a brigadier general, and a certified war hero receiving 2 distinguished flying crosses, 4 air medals, a presidential unit citation, and the French Croix de Guerre. A life's work and career worthy of notoriety in anyone's book. Oh, and that West Coast job I mentioned, that he had put on hold? He did end up returning to it after World War II, and we're all very grateful that he did. You see, our war hero's first civilian work after the war was playing the role of George Bailey in the film It's a Wonderful Life in 1946. And of course I am speaking of beloved actor Jimmy Stewart, who was nominated for an Academy Award for the role. And that is history revealed. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Robert Child. Remember to check out my Point of the Spear channel on YouTube, and I'll see you next time.